If you're into knives, you're probably going to find this video a whole lot of fun, even if you don't agree with everything that I'm saying. I'm going to be talking about 3 kinds of knives to avoid going forward. Stick around. There's not many people in the world that I relate to as much as those who love knives. I love getting into conversations with people about knives and just hearing their perspectives and experiences and different things like that. But something that I noticed with a lot of people who have been collecting knives over time is that there is a sense of weariness regarding some of the blades they've just got laying around. Now, I'm not talking about these really nice specialty blades that you just wanted to collect, that you just love to look at them. You like having them around. You like having them in a case. I'm not referring to that. I'm talking about blades that we once considered to be kind of cool, but now we consider them to be junk. I think anybody with good common sense would not want to waste money on account of a hobby. We'd want to become a little more selective and responsible with how we spend our money, so in the long run we can do more of what we like. The first knife I would encourage you to avoid are EDC defense blades that you can't carry. The only way you're going to discover this is by looking into all aspects of the knife, looking at the sheath and looking how it's going to fit on your body, and then making an assessment right then and there as to whether or not you're going to be able to carry this blade comfortably and effectively. When you're knife shopping, there are a whole array of beautiful blades, man, from budget to expensive, that you're going to want to get, but you really need to look into these things and look into the sheath and look at the big picture, because the sheath is one of the most relevant aspects to this knife. Because if you're buying an EDC knife for self-defense, that presupposes that you plan on carrying it with you. I personally have switched all of my EDC defense carries over to ShivWorks because of how well thought out their carry options and sheaths are. Not to mention the designs of the blade. And there are other great companies out there that do the same. And you may have to pay a little bit more for their product, but you're getting something you're actually going to use. Over time, I have just personally gotten tired with cheap knives with ineffective sheaths piling up in my top drawer, but this has been a journey. So I would just encourage you to save your money. Don't buy up every little thing that grabs your eye. Take some time, look at the sheath, the carry options, the blade, and spend a little extra money on something that you can take pride in and that you'll use. Which leads me to the second kind of knife that you should avoid, and that is knives you know you're not going to use. Take bushcraft knives, for example. There's so many bushcraft knives coming out all the time that have all these red hot features that look good, that look super cool, that are kind of a hybrid between something that is bushcraft or even something that could be considered a combat blade, and they're very attractive. And we can find ourselves buying a million of these things and spending a ton of money, as I did at one point in my life. And then I discovered this handy little blade one day called the Mora Companion. And now I don't want to use anything else when I'm out working and doing jobs. Me and this little $18 knife right here are inseparable. And I know Mora's got some more high range blades, but this is getting done everything that I need it to do. And I can carry this blade around and look at this as a work knife. I don't have to think about this blade in any other regard. It may take some time for you to discover the right knife that you take to that works perfect for what you do, but it's worth taking the time to find out what that is. And if you find something that's good, you can stop buying all these things you know you'll never use. Like in my case, I'm free now to buy more companions. You know, sometimes if I can't get use out of a knife, at the end of the day, I can have a lot of fun maybe throwing it. I've got so many blades that were like meant to be bushcraft knives. I've turned them all into throwing knives. The point is, are you using it? Are you getting something out of it? Are you having fun with it? Or is it just sitting in a box or a drawer somewhere? Thirdly, I would just say avoid the gimmicky blades, or avoid things that simply draw you in by attraction, because it's not going to take any time for the attraction to wear off, and then you've just got more junk laying around. There's nothing really new under the sun, and there's so many trusted brands out there who have put out knives that have served so many and stood the test of time. I review a lot of knives on my channel, and I'm going to be sent a lot of knives to review, and I'm going to be presenting a lot of blades in front of the viewers here in the years to come, as I have in times past. But my commitment to you as the viewer is I don't ever want to get on here and push the latest gimmick. I just want to put blades out there for you to see. I want to talk about the advantages and the disadvantages, and maybe that's the blade that you need. But I don't want to get on here and talk about every knife as if it's the next new thing and try to push it and be this aggressive salesman. That's not what I'm here to do. So it really all comes down to this. Are the blades we're buying practical, good, effective, useful, or even admirable? Or is it just a bunch of stuff that ends up in a junk drawer? I hope this video has inspired you to kind of think about this a little bit. I'd love to hear your thoughts and where you are in your knife journey and, certain places that you've come to with regards to buying and collecting knives. Thanks for watching. Take care.